Les McKeown, Do Scale, a roadmap to growing a remarkable company. Get ready to delve into the world of scaling and grow your remarkable company with the insightful ideas from Les McKeown's book, Do Scale, a roadmap to growing a remarkable company. In this summary, you'll learn the difference between growth and scaling, the importance of sustainability during scaling, adopting high-quality team-based decision-making, HQTBDM, and much more. Discover whether scaling is suitable for your business, examine key factors, and explore effective decision-making strategies. Equip yourself with the tools to steer your organization towards successful scaling by embracing the right mindset and effectively training your management teams.
Scaling versus steady growth. Successful business owners often face a crucial decision: to scale or not to scale. While scaling offers the potential for rapid expansion of market share, it necessitates a shift in focus and may not suit all businesses. Understanding the difference between steady, linear growth and the aggressive pursuit of scaling is essential in making the right choice. You've built a flourishing business that is generating a healthy cash flow and enjoying an increasing market share. It's only natural to consider taking your business to greater heights. Is it time to scale? Contrary to popular belief, scaling isn't the ideal solution for every enterprise. To make an informed decision, it's essential to understand the distinctions between growth and scaling. Growth represents a gradual and linear progression in a business's development, primarily concerned with enhancing product quality or boosting profitability. Steadily growing businesses experience a uniform increase over time, which when represented graphically, resembles an evenly inclined straight line. Scaling, on the other hand, aims for exponential expansion with a focus on rapidly growing a company's market share. In a graphical representation, scaling is akin to the letter J, an initial downturn followed by a striking, sharp upward trajectory. The idea of rapid, dramatic growth sounds appealing. However, scaling is easier said than done. It requires shifting the business's primary focus towards increasing market share, with other objectives taking a back seat. A steadfast commitment to scaling and the willingness to reshuffle business priorities are necessary for it to be successful. Not every business owner might want to make such significant changes. Consider the story of Jim, a guitar maker whose business was thriving. Facing the decision to scale, he contemplated the consequences of reprioritizing his objectives. He realized that scaling would demand devoting time and effort away from his true passion for crafting exceptional guitars. Instead, he chose to sell his business to a larger company at a profit and continued practicing his craft as an artisan. Jim's decision-making process illustrates the importance of evaluating priorities when considering scaling. Disregard the notion that scaling is universally beneficial, and assess your own business's unique goals and aspirations before taking the plunge. While for some, scaling could be the logical next step, for others such as Jim, a different approach might be more rewarding. The important lesson here is to analyze your priorities and decide what growth strategy aligns best with your vision for your business. Flipping or scaling, choose wisely. As you ponder your growth strategy, consider if you're a flipper or scaler. Flipping involves rapid growth to sell the business quickly, while scaling focuses on stable, long-term growth, selling products or services. Your approach to making a profit will guide your choice between these paths. Do you have ambitious growth goals, but are unsure which approach to take? The answer may lie in understanding what drives your profitability desires. Let's examine the two key growth strategies, flipping and scaling. Flipping is all about generating as much market share as possible in the shortest time frame. With an aim to find a quick buyer for the business, leaders engaging in flipping prioritize market share acquisition by any means. They invest significantly in marketing, sell products at low cost, or even give them away. Unlike scalers, flippers lean towards rapid-fire growth tactics. On the other hand, scalers prioritize long-term, sustainable growth. Leaders involved in scaling may focus more on selling products or services, rather than putting their company up for sale. Patient and deliberate in their approach, they aim to grow the business cautiously over time. Imagine both growth strategies as real estate ventures. Scalers are similar to property developers, who carefully invest in land, plan neighborhoods, and sell or rent the properties for profit. Conversely, flippers resemble those who quickly buy rundown houses, renovate them, and sell them for a profit. Essentially, flipping serves as a high-velocity and high-risk venture, while scaling is more methodical and enduring. Flipping isn't for everyone. It can be volatile and many leaders may not find buyers. So why choose flipping over scaling? Circumstances often dictate the best approach. For instance, a startup app developer, who has exhausted their innovative resources and created a wildly successful game, may not have the means for further growth. In this case, it's beneficial for them to sell the business to a larger company that can maximize potential. Profits from this sale can be invested into launching new ventures. Ultimately, your choice between flipping or scaling hinges on your perspective towards revenue generation. Reflect on your goals. Are you in it for the potential payoff on a risky bet, or do you prefer a more reliable path with long-term rewards? Identifying your attitude towards profit will guide your decision, aligning your growth strategy with your overall vision. Crafting your scale vision. To scale your organization successfully, develop a specific and tailored scale vision that takes into account factors like the nature of your organization, growth objectives, target market segments, potential growth, and a realistic time frame. This vision will serve as your true north, helping you stay on track while navigating the challenges of scaling your business. When it comes to growing your organization, having a clear and tailored scale vision is crucial. This vision should outline how you want your organization to grow, considering factors such as whether it is commercial or not-for-profit, your desired method of growth, and the benchmarks you will use to measure success. These benchmarks may include increased profits, expanded physical presence, or a larger customer base, and will ultimately become the foundation of your scale vision. After establishing your benchmarks, it's time to identify the market segments in which you wish to engage. For example, if you want to expand your local cafe chain, you'll need to decide whether to extend your reach to neighboring towns, go national, or even international. It's important to remember that you don't have to dominate the entire market immediately. Scaling can occur in stages. Next, estimate the maximum potential growth possible within your sector, as this will vary greatly depending on your industry. For instance, a not-for-profit guide dog association will have a vastly different growth potential than a neighborhood shelter for single mothers. Utilize online research to determine the growth potential of your organization. Even if you don't plan to reach the industry's outer limits, it's still beneficial to know the extent of potential growth. Additionally, it's essential to establish a realistic time frame for achieving your goals. Rather than constraining yourself with a strict schedule or fixed deadline, aim for a broader time frame that provides some structure while allowing flexibility. Once these factors are in place, it's time to craft your scale vision based on your chosen benchmarks. If market presence is your priority, your vision may resemble something like, over the next 3 years, we will scale Cameron's Cafes by opening 6 new cafes across Texas. Alternatively, if revenue is your main focus, you might aim for, in 5 years, we will scale Tony's Toothbrushes to $85 million in revenue through sales across the USA and Canada. Not-for-profits could have a scale vision such as, by 2022, we will scale free meals for kids to deliver daily breakfasts to underprivileged students in 45 schools across Louisiana. Ultimately, your scale vision will act as your guiding star, helping you navigate the often challenging waters of scaling your organization. Rethink instincts for scaling success. The allure of successful entrepreneurs often lies in their ability to make instinctive decisions. However, this approach can become a liability when it comes to scaling a business. For effective scaling, it is crucial to retrain your instincts, relying on hard data and collaboration rather than gut feelings alone. By adopting a set of 6 basic rules, entrepreneurs can make well-informed decisions and delegate responsibility, empowering their company to grow successfully. The fascinating world of successful entrepreneurs often revolves around their apparent instincts for making decisions that lead to thriving businesses. We are captivated by stories of visionary leaders who seem to operate on gut feelings, and we consider this to be the secret to their accomplishments. However, it's essential to recognize that this approach can be more of a hindrance than an asset when it comes to scaling a company. Scaling is a complex and demanding process that necessitates meticulous planning, data-driven decision-making, and a robust team. Relying solely on intuition can limit a business's potential for growth. To successfully scale an organization, leaders must adapt their instincts to focus on strategic, analytical methods rather than visceral management. Initially, as a company grows, relying on anecdotal information is no longer sufficient. Scaling requires well-informed decisions backed by reliable data, otherwise, costly mistakes such as inequitable contracts or excessive stock investment can occur. The key to success lies in using data to make informed choices. Moreover, scaling a business means that a single leader can no longer make all the decisions. Delegating responsibility and involving others in the decision-making process is crucial to avoid bottlenecks and ensure optimal outcomes. It can be challenging for independent entrepreneurs to relinquish control, but doing so is vital for effective company growth. Fortunately, adapting your behavior to support the scaling process is not impossible. By committing to 6 basic rules, you can create an environment conducive to growth and success. 1. Recognize that you don't know everything. 2. Embrace the value of collective input in decision-making. 3. Identify the best advisors for each situation. 4. Compile and maintain easily accessible data to prevent impulsive choices. 5. Delegate decision-making responsibility whenever possible, and 6. Stay informed about your employees' decisions and their outcomes to refine your intuition. It may be difficult to let go of the independence that has led you through the initial challenges of establishing a business. Nevertheless, embracing these 6 principles and consciously adapting your work style is essential for achieving successful scaling and sustained growth in your organization. Taming the scaling struggle. Scaling a business is a test of entrepreneurship that requires giving up some personal freedom while maintaining discipline and focus. It is essential to embrace the mundane and repetitive aspects of scaling, such as operational and administrative tasks. By carefully monitoring self-talk and finding creative outlets, entrepreneurs can prevent themselves from self-sabotage. Delegating tasks and adjusting expectations about the pace of progress will help maintain balance during the scaling process. Scaling a company demands a new approach that often stands at odds with the traditional entrepreneurial spirit. While embracing autonomy and exploration may work well in a startup phase, a company in the scaling stage requires coping with repetitive tasks and restrictive processing. As a result, entrepreneurs might struggle to adapt to this new mindset. One of the main challenges lies in putting aside entrepreneurial freedom. This cherished liberty that motivated many to leave their jobs and venture into the world of entrepreneurship is a natural foe to a scaling company. It asks for consistency and commitment that can sometimes invoke an eruption of frustration in even the most seasoned entrepreneurs. Therefore, the key is to find ways to channel this frustration constructively. Begin by monitoring and analyzing your self-talk. Watch out for signs of impatience or denial, and instead of bottle up these feelings, find a vent to let them out. Consider mentoring a new startup or taking a creative retreat. The goal is to step away and allow yourself the necessary freedom without sabotaging the scaling process. Another crucial element is delegation. Loosen the reins on your business by training staff and hiring external contractors to help ease your workload. Trusting your team and sharing responsibilities will lead to a more efficient scaling process. Lastly, reassess your expectations. Scaling is a slower-paced journey heavily reliant on operations and administrative execution. Acceptance of this pace will make adapting to its demands more comfortable. By being mindful of your reactions to scaling challenges and finding ways to cope, the brewing frustration can be tamed, ensuring a smoother ride to growth and success. Mastering scaling decision-making. Don't let discouragement settle in. Scaling your business requires a new approach to decision-making. High-quality team-based decision-making, HQTBDM, is the secret to navigating complex environments, as it focuses on collective decision-making, clear distribution of roles, slowing down to analyze, and prioritizing data-driven choices. By implementing the principles of HQTBDM, you can optimize decision-making and effectively scale your business. As entrepreneurs transition from startups to larger enterprises, you might wonder, why can't I keep trusting my gut and making decisions on the fly? The truth is, as a business expands beyond its infancy, decisions need to be more deliberate and thoughtfully executed. It's time to embrace high-quality team-based decision-making, HQTBDM, a powerful approach that supports scaling rather than just linear growth. HQTBDM comprises four essential components: collective decision-making, role clarity, mindful pacing, and reverence for data. First, decisions should be made by teams instead of individuals. Replace disjointed efforts with scheduled meetings for planning and outcome evaluation, promoting collaboration and unity. Second, separate decision-making from implementation. In a startup, the decision-maker often executes the plan, but as your organization grows, the two activities must be divided. Leaders and managers should focus on making strategic choices while others handle the groundwork. Third, slow down the decision-making process. Allocate time for studying data, consulting colleagues, and researching potential solutions. Although it may seem counterintuitive at first, this mindful approach allows for smoother implementation and helps identify potential issues before they arise during execution. Lastly, treat data as sacred. Scaling demands evidence-based decisions, so anecdotal feedback is no longer sufficient. Rely on actual data to guide your choices and ensure they are based on solid information rather than mere assumptions. With these HQTBDM principles in mind, be prepared to implement them throughout your organization. In the following sections, we'll explore how to construct your very own HQTBDM machine to streamline decision-making and successfully scale your business. Mastering your org chart. An effective organizational chart fosters improved decision-making and efficiency within teams. To devise a well-functioning chart, observe employees' actual roles, clarify chains of command, streamline information flows, and anticipate future role requirements. A carefully constructed org chart ultimately enables growth and reduced micromanagement. Every leader wants a decision-making machine that operates effortlessly, without the need for micromanagement. Believe it or not, the secret weapon lies in your organizational chart. A well-crafted org chart offers incredible benefits such as fostering effective, team-based decision-making. Creating a successful org chart begins with understanding each employee's true responsibilities. Observe how they go about their day-to-day tasks, since job descriptions may not always accurately represent an employee's scope of work. In adapting to evolving business needs, employees might execute tasks that were never officially assigned to them. After determining true responsibilities, ensure that job specifications are accurately described. Establishing a clear chain of command is equally crucial. Can you recognize the hierarchy within your organization? Does everyone report to a specific manager? As companies grow, these lines can become murky. For instance, sales and marketing teams might have once seamlessly reported to the same chief revenue officer. However, as your company pursues greater market share, a distinct manager for marketing might become necessary. Information flow within the organization is of paramount importance, as data is the lifeblood of decision-making. Identify data sources and implement systems to funnel information to those who require it for decision-making. Ensure proper data storage protocols and consider holding regular meetings with designated minute takers for optimum information sharing and dissemination. Additionally, pay attention to potential gaps in your org chart. Your company might be lacking essential roles, such as a talent manager or customer care manager. Even if these positions aren't immediately necessary, include them in your chart, so you know where they'll fit within the organization. By creating a watertight org chart, your organization will be better prepared for growth while reducing the need for micromanagement. With an effective structure in place, it's time to tackle the final stage of preparation. Mastering lateral management. Scaling an organization requires mastering lateral management, which is the ability to prioritize the company's needs over individual teams. Enable your managers to adopt this mindset by teaching them enterprise commitment, identifying their internal customers, and fostering open communication. As organizations scale, having effective management is vital. While having talented managers skilled in vertical management is essential, it doesn't completely cover the unique challenges of scaling. Vertical management focuses on guiding employees and their individual team goals. However, for a company to consistently increase its market share, lateral management is integral, meaning, managers must make decisions that favor the entire organization rather than just their specific team. To cultivate lateral management, begin by teaching your managers enterprise commitment. This concept involves placing the company's needs over the individual team's needs. It might be uncomfortable at first, but encourage managers to explicitly express their agreement to prioritize the organization. Reinforcing this pledge through regular readings at meetings and displaying statements in common areas will gradually develop a mindset promoting the overall goals of the company. Next, help managers identify their internal customers, the departments and teams who rely on them for support within the organization. Recognize and understand their expectations, ensuring that managers treat internal and external customers with equal weight. For instance, the IT team might assist customers in placing online orders while the marketing team expects them to modify the company website to attract potential clients. Acknowledging the marketing team as an internal customer of the IT team helps support crucial internal processes necessary for successful scaling. Lastly, foster a culture of open and constructive communication. Encourage every team member to voice objections and dissents during meetings, addressing both individual and team concerns. By allowing everyone to express their thoughts, you not only create an environment for improvement but also promote a sense of inclusion, leading to employees being more likely to support decisions even if they initially disagreed with them. While this approach may cause some heated discussions, it will ultimately result in a more harmonious and committed workforce. Once you've successfully retrained your managers, you've graduated from scaling bootcamp. By assessing whether scaling is right for your organization, shifting mindsets, building a decision-making team, and equipping leaders with the necessary skills, you are now prepared to watch your market share reach new heights.
By assimilating the key insights from Les McKeown's Do Scale, you are now prepared to navigate and triumph over the challenges of scaling your business. Embrace a sustainable approach to growing your market share, adopt high-quality team-based decision-making (HQTBDM), and learn to prioritize organizational needs over individual interests. Equip your managers with the right skills and mindset to propel your company towards success. Remember, scaling might not be the right move for everyone. A carefully considered decision is vital. Let the ideas from this book's summary be your starting point for steering a successful course for your growing company.